A snowstorm arrived in time for the turn of the calendar. It snowed, and snowed, and snowed. So that first week of January, the one where we reset after the Christmas holidays, felt like the perfect time to stay at home and rest. January is like a hard reset to the system. The Burr months are my favorite, and I live for the holiday season. So January can feel like a return of the mundane. And yet, I feel this sense of excitement, like a spark of warmth at the tips of my fingers. This urge to create and explore. So this year, I'm challenging myself to film and edit one video each month, to romanticize my life and find beauty in the everyday, to encourage myself to slow down and enjoy the journey along with the end goal. I've come to realize that January and winter play an important role in life. I came across a passage that said the rules for living in winter were to release what's stagnant, allow for rest, and ignite a new fire. And that's what I've been doing. This is the slow time of year for my photography business, so I take this time to learn. I take courses, set up systems for success, when life and my job get busy again. It's a time where I get to make plans and goals for the year. Speaking of goals, there's none I take more seriously than my reading goal. I love to get lost in a good book and try to read as many books as the age I'm turning this year. In January, I read 3 books towards that goal. Winter feels like a perfect time to cozy up with a cup of tea, a warm blanket, and a good book, especially when it gets dark at 5 p.m. This year, I'm also challenging myself to shoot 1 roll a month in my Hasselblad. This film camera is one of my most prized possessions, but the light seal needs a repair. So halfway through the month, I sat down to finally get that task done. With a Hasselblad, you only have 12 frames per roll. There's truly something challenging and admiring about being able to tell a whole story with just 12 frames. For January's roll, I decided to try to capture the feeling of the quote, "In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer." For me, the quote means finding inner peace with the inevitable. Winter, especially in the snow belt of Ontario, arrives with force and stays for what feels like ages. Yet, it is inevitable. So finding beauty and even joy with what winter brings allows me to have this sense of peace with this long, dark season. So I tried to capture the joys that I have found with winter, from warm drinks to soft music and cozy sweaters, to the feeling of winter sunshine, warm mitts, and the beauty of a fresh snowfall. It was such a fun way to challenge myself creatively this month, and I'm already excited to shoot my next roll in February. There is a strong urge to hibernate in January. The days are so short, and the sun disappears for days at a time behind thick winter clouds. It can be hard to remind yourself to get outside, especially when the temperature is negative double digits and the wind chill feels like it's attacking your lungs. But being outside has its benefits. I do my best thinking on a walk, often finding myself having the space to finally think. But even with the slow time at work, my mind is reeling with new ideas and future plans, with client administration and the dreaded tax season. So getting out to clear my head helps, even if the chill makes my nose drip like maple syrup. January wasn't exactly what I expected it to be. I had plans that fell through, and the weather made it hard to leave the house. But I accomplished so much. working on all the things that I had put off at the end of last year. I think we have such high expectations of ourselves at this time of year. New year, new me, and all that. But what filming this video has taught me so far is that life isn't just big plans, trips, and work. It's in all the in-between moments where we do the most living. And if we find beauty in those in-between moments, we can let ourselves feel a more positive outlook for this time of year.